Hi everyone, welcome to Stitt Strategies Tech Talk number 3. I'm Jay. I'm your host for today's short video about time tracking and creating time reports in Clockify. Let's go right over here to Clockify and have a look. We're in Clockify. We're going to use Clockify's free version, which you can use completely free. And you can, if there's things that you need to upgrade, if there's things that you're missing, or, if you need to add more members to your team, you can now always add more as you go. So we recommend just starting with the free version. This is mainly for independent contractors, freelancers who you're trying to kind of, get a sense of the time they're spending on each project, and then creating detailed time reports so that you can pay people correctly and for the time actually spent on each project. Let's have a look down here. Let's just start down here at the settings. You'll see on my page here, I have STD. You can put your logo. I put SDT Productions. And then you can go basically down and figure out what you'd like, just put it together the way you like in your settings. I have $20 an hour, US dollars, that type of thing. So you can just go through all of your settings and figure that out. Most of the things, as you go down these different columns here, are going to be for the paid subscription for Clockify. So we'll skip over that for right now. We'll come up here. Here's some clients. You can kind of make sure that you figure out your different clients, get them organized here, and each client can have different projects, so you can actually track time for different projects separately, and we'll get into that here in a second. I'm on team. I only have one person on my team, so it's not real interesting, but here's projects. So for example, if you look here at Amber Stitt, you'll see there's one COH, that's Counting on Her, the Counting on Her podcast, which is also the WIFS project for Amber. And then Amber also has the Amber Stitt show. So when we go up and we look into a few of the different detailed reports, you'll see that we can break that down according to projects as well as into client. So let's do that now. Why don't we go here to reports? We'll have a look. If you notice here, it comes up, it defaults here to summary report. I never really look at that. I always jump in here to detailed reports. It takes a little bit to load that up. And then you'll see here, first of all, if you look, this is last week, and this will break it down in a week-by-week basis. That's how I like to have it done. That way you can pretty much have a look at, some people like to invoice or send out time reports once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. It's up to you. And I prefer having this week view here because it makes it easy to kind of organize things on the weekly view. So let's go to last week, for example, and as you can see here, it breaks it down. Every time you clock in and start your time tracker, it will come in and create an input of the time spent, and it gives you the date and the exact hours all the way down to the seconds. It's very nice, very handy. And so what you can do here is when you want to come to a point where you're ready to create a time report, let's say we're going to make a time report for next week. However, you want to send that to each one of your clients separately. So you would come in here and you would say, okay, let's send to Amber, and then apply the filter. You'll notice now there's only these 2 different projects. It has separated out the other ones, but let's say we want to just separate out only having these Counting on Her projects here. So we'll need to come back up here to projects, and let's click here on Counting on Her, and let's apply that filter. Now you'll notice there's only these projects, and now we can create a detailed time report of the time spent on these projects by simply going to export as PDF. Let's do that. Exporting it to PDF. And you'll notice, we'll have a look at that in just a moment, but you'll notice that you can basically break down a detailed time report at any point, and it's really handy for any type of, especially if you have multiple projects, multiple clients. Let's just go back to our default. Let's take that off. Apply this filter again. And now you can see, if we go, for example, to the calendar, let's go to the calendar for last week. There it is. You can see it kind of shows you a quick view. And so anytime you clock in or clock out, you can, you'll notice that you can see that as a visual. But let's go here quickly to the time tracker and show you how this works. So we use this with Asana. Basically what we can do in Asana is you can come here, let's say create Stitt Strategies Tech Talk. Okay, so what you can do is you can actually right click on here and start your Clockify timer. You'll also notice that you have it up here and you can start it from up there as well. Now there's one thing, I always like to use this. I'll start this timer here. And you'll notice at the beginning of the day, you sometimes have to refresh Clockify. For whatever reason, it needs a little bit of a refreshing. And, oh, let's see, did it take? Usually just all it needs is that. Let me try that again. We'll go to start timer. Come back out here to Clockify. And all right, well, it didn't do it. Normally it'll start the timer here. You can start it manually here. It's either or. Usually I've noticed that all you have to do is put a quick one on there. Let's just say Stitt Strategies Tech Talk 1. You'll notice that it put in the correct project or the correct client, and it starts the timer. So once you get done, you know, you've worked on your project, you push stop, and you've got yourself a new entry. So for now, we can delete that. All you have to do is delete it, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. Also, one quick thing, if you do walk away and you took your lunch break, you forgot to push stop, you can come in here and change it. So, you know, just take a note. If you're off on your lunch break, take a note of your watch and remind yourself, hey, I need to push stop when I get back, and you can make that more accurate by working in there. So that is a quick introduction to Clockify and how you can use that for your company and for all of your independent contractors, freelancers who are working for you. Can keep, you know, very accurate time tracking, create really accurate time reports, and that should keep everybody on the same page, accurate down to the last second. So thank you for joining us on today's Stitt Strategies Tech Talk number 3, a quick introduction to time tracking and time reports for Clockify. Have yourself a great day.